Many old people keep medicines close all the time, not because they are overly worried, not because they are weak. There is something much deeper happening inside their mind and daily experience. As people grow older, the body becomes less predictable. Small issues can appear suddenly: a headache, dizziness, pain in the chest, a drop in energy. These things do not always give warning, so the mind learns something very important. Be ready. Keeping medicines close becomes a way of staying ready, not in panic, but in quiet preparation. There is also something about control. Health is one area where control slowly reduces with age. The body does not always respond the same way. Recovery takes longer. Strength changes. So medicines become a tool of control, something they can reach for, something they can use immediately, and that small control gives comfort. There is also a deep connection to safety. Having medicine nearby feels like having protection. Even if it is not used, just knowing it is there reduces anxiety, creates a sense of security, like a safety net. There is also past experience. Many old people have already faced health situations, moments where they needed medicine quickly, moments where delay caused discomfort. These experiences stay in the mind, so they prepare better now. They do not want to be in a situation where help is far. There is also something about response time. In younger years, waiting is easier, but in old age, waiting can feel risky. What if it gets worse? What if I cannot manage? So they reduce waiting time by keeping medicine close. There is also a quiet fear of being alone in a difficult moment, not always spoken, but felt. If something happens suddenly, they want to handle it immediately, without needing to search, without needing to call someone first. This gives them confidence. There is also something about routine. Taking medicine becomes part of daily life. Morning, evening, specific times. So keeping medicines nearby supports that routine. It reduces confusion, reduces effort, and keeps things organized. There is also a deeper emotional layer. Medicines represent care, self-care, a way of looking after their own body. So keeping them close is like saying, I am taking care of myself. There is also something about memory. Short-term memory can become slower, so keeping medicines visible and close helps. It acts as a reminder, a physical cue, so they do not forget. There is also a subtle reduction in physical ease, walking to another room, searching for things, bending. All of this takes effort, so they simplify, they keep important things within reach. And medicines become one of the most important. There is also something about trust. They trust medicines they are used to. They know how they work. So having them nearby feels reliable, familiar, comforting. There is also a quiet awareness of urgency. Some conditions need quick response: blood pressure, sugar levels, pain. So delay feels risky, and closeness removes delay. There is also something about emotional calm. If medicine is far away, the mind may feel uneasy. What if I need it? But when it is close, that question disappears, and calm returns. There is also a deeper habit of preparedness. Old people often prepare for situations in advance, not out of fear, but out of experience. They have learned that being ready makes life easier, so they apply that lesson here too. There is also something about independence. They do not want to depend on others for small things, even for medicine. So keeping it close allows them to manage on their own. And that independence feels important, very important. There is also a subtle emotional comfort in routine objects. A pill box, a medicine strip, a bottle nearby. These become familiar, part of their environment, and familiar things bring calm. There is also something about reducing stress. Searching for medicine during discomfort increases stress, so they remove that situation completely. By staying prepared, there is also a quiet acceptance of their health reality. They understand that they may need support, and instead of resisting it, they organize their life around it in a practical, calm way. And maybe the most important reason is this: they are not keeping medicine close because they are afraid. They are keeping it close because they understand their needs. They respect their body. They prepare for uncertainty. They create safety for themselves. So when you see an old person keeping medicines nearby, it is not anxiety. It is awareness, a quiet, practical awareness. that says, "Be ready so you can stay calm." And in that small habit, there is care, there is responsibility, and there is a kind of wisdom that chooses preparation over panic. And when this habit becomes part of their daily life, it starts to feel natural, almost automatic. They sit, and the medicine is nearby. They sleep, and it is within reach. They move, and they know exactly where it is, not because they are thinking about it all the time, but because their mind feels settled knowing it is there. There is also something about how they begin to anticipate their body. They understand their patterns. When pain comes, when pressure rises, when discomfort starts. So they prepare before it happens, not in fear, but in awareness. There is also a quiet sense of relief and immediacy. If something feels wrong, they do not need to search. They do not need to wait. They can act, and that ability to act quickly reduces stress greatly. There is also something about emotional reassurance. Medicines become more than physical support. They become emotional support, a presence, a reassurance that says, "You are not helpless. You can manage this." There is also a deeper connection to self-reliance. Even if help is available, they prefer to handle small things on their own, and keeping medicine close supports that. It allows them to respond independently, without needing to call someone for every small discomfort. There is also a subtle reduction in panic. When something unexpected happens, the first reaction is often uncertainty, but if medicine is right there, that uncertainty reduces because action is possible immediately. There is also something about how they simplify their environment. Important things stay close, unnecessary things stay away. This reduces confusion, reduces effort, and keeps life manageable. There is also a quiet respect for time. They know that in some situations, even a few minutes matter, so they remove delay from their life by organizing what they need in advance. There is also something about emotional memory. They remember times when they needed medicine urgently, times when it was not easily available. Those moments leave an impression, so now they make sure it does not happen again. There is also a deeper sense of preparedness for uncertainty. Life feels less predictable, so they build small systems of safety. Medicine nearby is one of those systems, simple but powerful. There is also a quiet comfort in repetition. Same place, same arrangement, same habit. This repetition creates stability, and stability creates peace. There is also something about how they begin to trust their routine more than anything else. Routine gives structure. Routine reduces mistakes. Routine supports memory, and keeping medicine close becomes part of that routine. There is also a subtle emotional ease and visibility. Seeing the medicine reminds them, "It is there. I am prepared." This removes hidden worry. There is also something about conserving physical effort. They avoid unnecessary movement, unnecessary searching, because every extra effort matters. So they design their space to support ease. There is also a deeper awareness of vulnerability. They know their body may not respond quickly, so they prepare in advance to balance that vulnerability. There is also something about emotional stability. Knowing they are prepared keeps their mind calm, even when nothing is wrong, because the possibility has already been handled. There's also a quiet discipline in this habit. It may look simple, but it comes from consistency, from awareness, from years of learning. There is also something about how they protect themselves without making it obvious. They do not always talk about it. They just arrange things quietly, and that quiet preparation becomes part of their strength. There is also a subtle feeling of safety and familiarity. The same medicine, the same place, the same routine. All of this creates a sense of order, and order reduces anxiety. There is also something very simple behind all of this. They want to feel secure, not in a big way, but in small, daily moments. And having medicine close gives that feeling. And maybe the deepest truth is this: they are not living in fear of illness. They are living with awareness of reality. And instead of ignoring that reality, they prepare for it, calmly, quietly, without panic. So when you see an old person keeping medicines within reach, you are not seeing worry, you are seeing responsibility, you are seeing care, you are seeing a person who understands their body and chooses to support it every day. And in that quiet habit, there is wisdom, there is strength, and there is a simple, powerful intention to stay ready so life can stay calm. And when this habit settles deeply into their life, it becomes something even more meaningful. It becomes reassurance, not just physical, but emotional. A quiet feeling that says, I have done what I can. And that feeling reduces worry. Even if nothing happens, there is also something about how they begin to rely on familiarity more than anything else. The same medicine, the same place, the same timing. They do not like changing these things often, because familiarity removes confusion, and confusion, especially with health, feels uncomfortable. There is also a quiet trust built over time. They trust what has worked before. They trust what they understand, so they keep those medicines close, not to experiment, but to rely on something known. There is also a deeper sense of personal responsibility. They do not ignore small signs in their body. They notice them, respond to them, and keeping medicine nearby allows them to act on that awareness quickly. There is also something about reducing hesitation. If medicine is far away, there is a pause, a delay, a moment of uncertainty. But when it is within reach, action becomes immediate, and that immediacy feels empowering. There is also a quiet emotional comfort in being prepared without making it a big issue. They do not announce it. They do not make it dramatic. They simply keep things ready, silently, and that silent preparation becomes part of their strength. There is also something about how they begin to avoid unnecessary movement during discomfort. When the body is not feeling well, even small movement can feel heavy, so they remove the need to move by placing what they need close. There is also a subtle connection between readiness and calm thinking. When they know they are prepared, their mind stays clearer. They do not panic. They do not rush. They respond calmly because the solution is already there. There is also something about how they begin to simplify decision-making. No searching, no choosing between options, no confusion, just one known medicine in one known place, and that simplicity reduces stress. There is also a deeper emotional layer of self-care, not in a loud way, not in a visible way, but in small, consistent actions, taking care of their needs, respecting their limits, supporting their body. There is also something about how they begin to build quiet confidence. Confidence that they can handle small situations. Confidence that they are not completely dependent. Confidence that they are prepared, and this confidence matters, even if it is not expressed. There is also a subtle awareness that health situations can feel bigger when unprepared, but smaller when ready, so they choose readiness to reduce the emotional impact. There is also something about how they begin to avoid stress before it starts. Instead of reacting later, they prepare earlier, and that shift creates a calmer life. There is also a quiet respect for routine. Routine gives structure. Routine reduces mistakes. Routine supports memory, and keeping medicine close fits naturally into that routine. There is also something about how they begin to feel safer in their own space, because everything they need is within reach, and that feeling of safety is very powerful. There is also a deeper understanding that small habits create big comfort. A small pill nearby can remove a big worry. A small preparation can prevent a big stress, and they understand this clearly. There is also something very simple, yet very real. They do not want to struggle in moments of discomfort, so they remove the struggle in advance. There is also a quiet emotional balance in this habit. It is not fear. It is not anxiety. It is calm awareness. And that balance keeps them steady. And maybe the deepest truth is this: they are not living around medicine. They are living around peace. They are creating a space where they feel supported, where they feel ready, where they feel in control of small things. And those small things make a big difference. So when you see an old person keeping medicines close all the time, you are not seeing dependency, you are seeing independence. A quiet, thoughtful independence, built on preparation, maintained with care, and guided by experience. And in that quiet system, there is strength, there is calm, and there is a kind of wisdom that understands something very simple. Being prepared is a way of taking care of yourself with respect. And when this way of living becomes steady, something very quiet but powerful settles inside them. They stop feeling uncertain about what if, because they have already answered it, not with worry, but with preparation. There is also something about how they begin to feel mentally ready, not just physically. Even the thought of discomfort feels less heavy, because they know, I can handle this. That confidence may not be loud, but it is strong. There is also a quiet shift in how they experience fear. Fear reduces when there is a plan, and keeping medicine close becomes part of that plan. A simple plan, but enough. There is also something about how they begin to remove small risks from daily life. Not big dramatic risks, but small ones, the kind that create stress, the kind that disturb peace, and medicine within reach removes one of those risks. There is also a deeper emotional comfort in predictability. They know where things are, they know what to do, they know how to respond, and this predictability makes life feel stable. There is also something about how they begin to trust their own systems more than anything else. Their routine, their arrangement, their habits. These become reliable, and reliability creates calm. There is also a subtle sense of readiness without tension. They are prepared, but not anxious. Ready, but not worried. This balance is important, and it comes from experience. There is also something about how they begin to avoid last-minute helplessness. That feeling when something happens and nothing is ready. They do not like that feeling, so they remove it completely by preparing early. There is also a quiet appreciation for small solutions. They do not look for complex answers. They focus on simple, effective steps. Keeping medicine close is one of those steps. There is also a deeper awareness that life becomes easier when small things are handled properly, not ignored, not delayed, handled. And this habit reflects that mindset. There is also something about how they begin to feel calmer even in uncertainty, because they know, even if something unexpected happens, they have taken care of the first step, and that is often enough to reduce panic. There is also a subtle emotional strength in being quietly prepared, not showing it, not talking about it, but knowing it. And that knowing builds inner stability. There is also something about how they begin to respect their needs without hesitation. If something is important, they do it. They do not delay, they do not ignore, and keeping medicine close becomes a natural result of that respect. There is also a deeper connection between preparation and peace. The more prepared they feel, the less disturbed they feel, and this connection becomes very clear to them. There is also something about how they begin to create a life that feels manageable, not overwhelming, not unpredictable, but steady. And small habits like this support that feeling. There is also a quiet understanding that control may be limited, but preparation is still possible, and they focus on what they can do, not what they cannot. There is also something very simple, yet very meaningful. They want to avoid unnecessary struggle, so they remove it before it begins. There is also a gentle emotional comfort in knowing they are taking care of themselves, even in small ways, even in quiet ways. And maybe the most meaningful truth is this: they are not holding on to medicine. They are holding on to readiness. They are holding on to a sense of calm, a sense of control, a sense of quiet confidence that says, I may not control everything, but I am not unprepared. And in that feeling, there is peace, there is strength, and there is a kind of wisdom that understands something very clearly. life becomes easier when you prepare gently instead of reacting suddenly.